Hey everybody, this is Aylad, and we are about to start a new Starmade live stream. Oh yeah. Alright, so tonight I am taking a little break from the mini station. To be completely honest with you, I've had kind of a rough week, and I can't seem to work up any enthusiasm for the mini station right now. So we're going to be kind of revisiting this very old project and turning it into a very new project. Alright, so some of you may remember this is my old mining drill, I think. Yeah, that's what I was calling it. This is the first long-term Starmade stream project I ever did. It took me a long dang time to get this sucker built. I'm very proud of how it turned out. And so without ever having played it in a survival world, I'm going to redo it. Yeah. There's a story there. The story is primarily the power update. It's just not viable to try and refit this thing to fit in with all the new systems. And I love the new systems. I'm not complaining. I'm actually really excited to have the opportunity to make this work with the new power and the other new features that we have. But yeah, there's no possible way that I'm going to get this rebuilt to work with the new stuff. So instead of attempting to do that, I'm just gonna kind of rebuild it, and that's also going to give me the opportunity to make it a good bit bigger. Well, I say a good bit, make it a little bit bigger so that the interior of it is a little bit less bare bones. Because right now, like, I like it, I do, but stuff like this sign kind of sticking out, stuff like external bracing being visible on the inside because the walls are only 1 block thick. Stuff like, oh, just a lot of random stuff like that really shouldn't be happening. I've got some new features that I, partway through the build I wished I'd incorporated and couldn't by that point. So there's a lot of stuff that is going to be better about this on version 2.0. So I hope you're excited to see me kind of rebuild this and get back into it. This is by far the best thing I've ever done in Starmade anyway. So if I can make it better, like, heck yeah, man. And maybe more importantly, it'll give me a break from the mini station. One of the things with the mini station is actually the same reason I'm redoing the salvager, though, the power update again. Until it's finalized a bit more than it is right now, I can't really put in any of the power systems in that station. And it's getting to the point that the aesthetic design of it is really going to depend on the placement of the reactor and the chambers and all the other, stabilizers. So, it's getting harder and harder to move forward with that until I know how all that's going to look. So, again, a new project will kind of give me the chance to start fresh and put things on hold that I can't really deal with until the power update is finished anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna start as I always do by creating the cockpit. The cockpit I think is gonna be pretty similar. I love how there's just this tiny little nose sticking out, and that's the cockpit for this massive industrial complex of a ship back here. So I'm probably not going to change too much. I might bulk it out just a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be pretty similar. So Neo Drill, let's call it. All right. Build mode. We get a good look at exactly how I did this. Alright, so I embedded the core in the floor. The captain's seat didn't have anything in front of it. It was nice and open. This is approximately the view that you would get from the camera. From the core itself, looked pretty much like this, more or less. Yeah. By the way, this was meant to be docked to that, but every time I try to dock it, I get a glitch. And I tried manually docking, and I tried using pickup rails for the pickup point, and it just constantly undocks and gives me some kind of null pointer error. So that's why I can't really attach this. I'm hoping that I won't have the same problem with the new one. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, the cockpit's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna redesign it a bit. I actually think I want the core kind of brought over and embedded into these walls. Yeah, because there's honestly no point in having the core right here. I mean, I'm gonna use the camera for the POV anyway, and I'm a little worried that if they ever do get around to the chair update, might take a bit more serious redesign if the core is right there. So I'm gonna do that a little bit differently. Let's see, let me grab some basic materials here. We're going to be going with brown hull on the inside a lot of the time. And also going to be using some dark gray hull here and there. Let's see, trying to think. Let's see. Suppose I did something like... I mean, obviously want the core to look good, however it's placed, right? Yep. Surprise, surprise, I'm using pipes as aesthetics. Something I can't quite tear myself away from doing. See, there'll be a 2 wide corridor to get up to the captain's chair, which is going to be 3 wide counting consoles, and 2 more. So this is pretty much the center. Go ahead and get a plane of symmetry set up. Hang on, let me think. Yeah, sure, why not? As you can probably tell already, I haven't put a tremendous amount of thought into what all this is going to look like. And just know that there are a lot of things that need to be done differently. Other than that, I'm kind of making a lot of it up as I go. If you've been following my channel for a long time, you know, I don't really come to this with a cohesive game plan already in place. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. I can make that symmetrical. That is totally fine. There. And there. And I think I'm just going to drop the faction block right here. Kind of as the core analog, you know? Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and delete this stuff. This is walkway right here. And I'm kind of feel free to bring that stuff out to the side, because even though it's really cramped in here, the core, or the cockpit rather, kind of has these cheeks that sort of stick out on the sides, which I think is kind of cool. All right. I do, of course, need a camera. Camera. The Pulse module does not have icon art. That's a problem. I'm going to keep that handy because I'm actually going to be using it here in a minute. Oh, there's the camera right there. Let's just drop that there. Yeah, just bring it forward a bit like that. Grab an ingot of an appropriate color. Do my usual ingot chair thing. Sapsun or mace it. You know what? Let's be bold. Let's go Gisper. This is, after all, industrial, and nothing says industrial like a good orange. Am I right? Of course I'm right. Oh, I just replaced that, what you call it? This thing. Alright. What do we got? I was thinking something. What was I thinking? Right, I was thinking I need those consoles. Good. Now, how to do it over here? I really liked the pilot's view, actually. More or less like this. It was high enough to see the top 3 lines on those displays, which was kind of cool. Alright, cool. I think I see the placement. That. And I believe these should go like that. Is that the correct orientation? Yeah. Good. So that'll keep the view pretty much the same. That's good. Yeah. Oh, I can't really do free look. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Okay. Now, the real question is, do I want to move all that forward? And the answer is yeah, probably I do. Let's move it forward 2 blocks. Like that. Good. All right. Let's see, I kept that field of view up by sloping down very quickly in front of the pilot's seat. In this case, I think I'm going to tweak that just a little bit. Let's see how to do this. Let me just mark this out with a little bit of brown hull. Hopefully I'll find something more interesting to put there later. And then there was supposed to be that coming down. I think what I really want here, though, Let's see. Let me drop that. Maybe something like that. Whoa, oops. I'm not sure about it because I don't know what it's going to look like exactly. Let me go ahead and pop this in place. That. Okay, that's interesting. That is an interesting look. Yeah, I think I like that. Pretty neat. Let me zoom over here and see how these displays were placed. Yeah, okay. So that might interfere with those a little bit. It was just at the foot of the slope, right? Am I right about that? Yeah, and then out one more block to the side. Okay. Just pop that in for a placeholder. That, take that up. Put back in. Yeah, okay, so it interferes with the displays a little bit. And that blocks more of the field of vision. But since I'm making the cockpit a little bit bigger anyway, I wonder... You know what I'm thinking, of course. I'm thinking of the heads-up display techniques you can do with displays. I don't know. Let's see, how does this orient? You do this. Yeah, upside down, of course. Yeah, that didn't work. Just thinking, I'm asking myself how much it really bothers me that I'm losing these displays. Probably not a whole lot. Yeah, I think I can live with that. Let's get back over here one more time. Alright, so I'd see it kind of like this. Yeah, that'll be fine. I mean, life support operational is obviously bullcrap anyway. It's just flavor. Docking status undocked is useful. Radar jamming off is useful. But that is on the hotbar anyway. Old Asteroid Drill, that's the name of the ship. Don't need that. System and sectors visible on the game HUD anyway. So yeah, I can definitely live without that. At most, I think I might just leave that side on. Do I even care enough to do that? I don't know. I'll think about it. Because I can always put in... Where is it? I can always put in a PC over here to kind of balance it out. Like that. And that's just purely decorative. I'll probably do something like that. All right, cool. So that gives me kind of a rough framework for the cockpit. And I'm pretty happy with it. All right, now on the outside, outer skin of this is going to be, I'm going to do this in standard armor. Dark gray standard armor. Alright. It's going to be kind of like this. I don't think I'm going to do the whole ship in standard armor. Probably just protect certain key areas with it. Like, well, I don't know. The cockpit. So let me just go ahead and rip that out. I don't need it in there right now. Alright, so that's the base base of the cockpit. It will taper as it gets closer up to the nose, just the way that that one does. But then on the outside of that, this is why I have these on my hotbar, even though you can't really see them. Are you kidding me? They don't. Oh, there's a rotation bug with these. Nuts. Okay, I'm gonna sub in thrusters right now. What I was doing over here, you can see it in several places. I was using these as kind of like rotational or direction steering thrusters. And I like the look that it gives me. But I was actually wanting to replace it with the repulsors. I need to replace it with the repulsors. If I understand the structural integrity system right, I can't really do this anymore. That's a pain. I don't know if you're aware of this, and this, I haven't been told this, so this is kind of me out of my own head. But the structural integrity thing, I believe, is the result of Shine. Hey, Bacon, how you doing? Of Shine having to add in extra game mechanics specifically to shut down butthurt PvPers who have been looking for cheap ways to make the power update look ridiculous, even though it's not ridiculous. Even if you don't happen to like it, there's a lot about it that is deserving of respect anyway. But certain areas of the PvP community have been really hard to get along with. Sorry, I'm searching for non-offensive language here. And so they've been coming up with ship designs that are obviously ridiculous and stupid, and any server worth playing on would outlaw them, either for PvP or PvE. But Shine felt compelled to throw in this whole structural integrity mechanic as a way of sort of forcing people not to do those stupid designs. That's my take on it. Like I say, I have no idea if that's literally true. That certainly appears to be the case, yeah. Those are display modules, right? Yeah, why are there display modules there that I'm not even using? That's weird. I think I meant to use them for a heads-up display and never got around to it. Anyway, alright, so in front of the cockpit we have some weird stuff going on because I wanted a specific glass shape on the front of it. I'm not really going to do that this time. The actual cockpit glass, which is not visible here, was Plex door or Plex glass. Glass door. That's what I'm looking for. Glass door. And it was on a separate entity that was docked back here. Wait. Back here. Well, anyway, it was. Yeah, okay, there it is. Boom, that's it. So that I could fit it in and make it flush with these thin bars. I'm not going to do that on the rebuild. Anyway, hey Bacon. Sorry I've been kind of rambling on. I didn't mean to ignore you. I am rebuilding this sucker. I'm going to do it a little bit bigger and make it compatible with the new power update. Alright, so yeah, in front of the ramp I get one block of floor space. And then these sides go up. Right. I do want the end of the cockpit, like the very front of it, to look pretty similar. I was always happy with how that came out. Let's see. Let me go ahead and get rid of this stuff because I don't use it that often. It's not in the roughing out stages. Whoops. Three up and then bring that over. Yep, okay. Cool. So anyway, yeah, if I'm wrong about Shine's motives, I apologize for everything except for my contempt for the butthurt PvPers. So they can get over themselves. The meta will change, and it'll be okay. Good. Okay. I see how I did that. Cool. Let me switch to some brown standard. Oh, that's brown advanced. Standard. Is that pretty much how that works over here? Yes, it is. Very nice. Cool. Alright, now what I'm going to do differently this time is probably still going to use glass door, honestly. The reason why I do that is 100% because when I'm not worried about like role-playing this, my only real concern is just ease of use. Oh, there's no crap. There's no tetras in Glassdoor. It's convenient to just be able to like click and open it and go straight in the cockpit sometimes, instead of being in astronaut mode and going around to a door somewhere. Of course, this is pretty convenient, but you know. Crap. So rethinking this a bit. This off. That in. Yeah, thought so. Actually, nope. This directly on there, and that. Cool. Alright, but I think maybe this time what I'll do is I'll glass door just The center section? I know using glass door and glass rather than crystal armor is not as well protected. Well, maybe that means I'll just do a very small area of glass door. Just 3 by 3. And do the rest in crystal armor. I mean, it's not like I'm building a warship here, but I wonder how teal crystal armor looks. Yeah, you still notice the difference, don't you? I do have the full range. Yeah, I have the full range of shapes in the crystal armor category. What's white crystal armor come out like? Yep, still visible. I think I'll go with that, though. Oh, whoops. Yeah, it's not too distracting. So let me think. Hey, Jack, you're here. How you doing, Jack? Life treating you pretty well? Let's see. Oh, and I was doing that without any symmetry. Awesome. Whoops, that was dumb. Actually need a corner for this piece. Like so. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I'll take it. I'm good, Jack. Just kind of chilling tonight. Was sick this week actually, and I don't have tons of energy still. Don't like that. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Let me do this with a tetra. Also don't like this. All right, that'll do it. That's my cockpit window. Very cool. Now, did continue the window kind of around the sides here. I'm going to do something similar on the rebuild. Maybe with just a touch more symmetry than I had last time. Like top to bottom symmetry this time. Yeah. Good. Yep. Or not. Rethinking. Yep, okay. That'll do it. Yep. So far, so good. You bring that back one more block, and then it smacks into nice vertical column. It widens out a little bit to the what I call the cheeks of the cockpit. Oops. That's not going to work. That'll have to do. Just like that. I can always come back and tweak the lines there later if I have to. No biggie. Yeah, this is kind of unbearably sloppy. Don't like it. Don't like it. Okay, Actually, this is probably a good place to switch back to doing this. Kind of make it look a little bit reinforced. Do I like the overall lines of it? I really don't. I kind of hate it. All right, let's see. So that hits the column. It just slopes back 1 and it goes back 2. Yeah, okay. So kill this. Might actually leave that just like that. Okay, the lines and proportions on this are a little bit closer to what I had going on over here, which is good. I do want to kind of duplicate the top look. Like that to me was a really important part of the overall effect of this. So let's see. Got this. Let's see, I'm just going to go ahead and snap each one of the layered thicknesses. Take that out because I don't know yet what will actually end up going there. Oh yeah, yeah. That definitely helps. I really like the way that this kind of snubs out with these little these braces kind of swooping back from it. And then I need braces down here, just coming out 45 degrees directly from the end of it. Yep. Yep, just like that. Now this is starting to take shape the way that I wanted it to. Much better. How far back are we now? Alright, yeah, one more. And then that'll be that. And that is the cockpit. I mean, obviously it still has some work that needs to be done, but that's pretty much it. Okay, good. So these continue straight back. Actually gonna kind of arch that back up into that brace. No, I'm not. Never mind. Exactly what I'm not gonna do. And bring them straight back and connect them in flush with that ring. Okay. Go ahead and build them down this way. No. No, I waited too long to start doing that. Wait. I'm confusing myself. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty much screwed either way I go on that, so this will work. That'll be fine. I might make this a lighter brace, though. Not quite so heavy. Okay. It's pretty similar to that. Bigger. Bigger is good. Bigger is one of the things I was going for. I think we are good on this. Alright, so now across the top, I didn't go so wide back in the wider part of the cockpit. So that's one thing. I like having this plane here that's a hexagon. And I kind of want to keep that if I can. I know it seems like a weird thing, kind of a small deal to worry about, but it's nice. I like it. That's the wrong place to start. Don't know if it's going to happen at all. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. Let's see, I don't really need this then. That's pretty good. And that. No, I don't like that. Alright, so that's better. Or is that better? Oops. Oops. So many decisions. So many decisions. Nope. This is what it takes me so dang long to build anything, guys. Like, nope, 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 nope. Hey, it's Mirren. How you doing, Mirren? Now, for those of you watching, if you have been enjoying my series on Planet Nomads, you should be aware that Mirren is also doing one. And I'm not just plugging him because he's here. There's also a link to his, well, the first video in his series on each one of my Planet Nomads videos. Really, I need to find your playlist link and put that in instead. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we'll leave it there. I think I like that. Okay, so yeah, I need to make a playlist first. I know that feeling. Got on. How do we feel about this? Not at all sure how I feel about that. I think maybe. So this is a larger remake of my old mining drill. I'm a little unhealthily proud of this thing, but it's not going to work with the new power update coming out, and I kind of want it to be just a tiny bit larger anyway. So yeah, and that's kind of directly responsible for some of the design issues I'm having right now, because what am I thinking? I don't want to put thrusters in the middle of a structural brace. That's crazy. Anyway, what was I saying? As I expand it, I can't quite decide how I want it to be shaped. Like, I ended up being really happy with most of the shaping on that one. But bigger is not always easy. Yeah, definitely not always easy. Alright, so we're gonna kind of start here. Yeah, so I think I cut myself off when I was about to say this, but I think one of the issues that I'm having here is I'm trying to do too much finishing work. When, I mean, this is literally the only part of the ship I have built. I don't need to be thinking about how to do slopes and wedges and slabs and whatnot at this stage. It's a little premature. I really just need to get on with it. So, let me finish out the floor. So I feel good at least about that much of it. Yeah, the industrial aesthetic of this one is something I'm definitely going to try to copy. Like, I don't really want to change too much the actual appearance of the ship. Except on the inside, I would like it to look a good bit nicer. What happened if I just did that? No, that's bad. Okay. I'm just gonna quickly fill in this stuff. There's not a lot of point to being too hard about this, because I can always come back and change it later. I put the seat on the wrong level. That sucks. Okay. That's not how I actually meant for it to go. Whatever. It's fine. See, I want a different texture though here. What do I want? Not mesh. Not mesh. Grill. Grill is what I want. Oh, geez, and I still end up with just one block of width to get through there. Something I really specifically wanted to avoid this time. Yeah. Like, come on, Aylad. Jeez. I'm not starting over. I'm not. No way. Not happening. If I pull back just a bit, how's it going to look? Get out. Scram. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start here. The functional blocks, actually none. Chip, core, faction block. This is maybe going to be a readout, might just be replaced with something totally aesthetic. This is all aesthetic. I haven't done any functional stuff. These technically are functional, but I only put them in for decoration, so doesn't count. Though, boom, more decoration. Yeah, I'm too early in the process to be really doing anything useful. Alright, so early kind of hate myself sometimes. If I do that, just placeholder block here. Yep. Grab a camera, put it on top of that. We'll see where we are. Needs to be higher. I mean, it's got to be higher. Yep. This really is not a bad view, and bringing it farther back means I'm a little less cramped, kind of working my way up to it. And we can just kind of pretend that the chair sort of swivels or whatever, that these panels retract. Yeah, we'll pretend that. But I have to have the chair that high. Which really sucks, because I was not thinking about that when I was building it. Okay. So let me get my metal grill back. Yeah, the decoratives are, well, I'd like to see a lot more of them. But as far as what we have, yeah, they're really nice. I do like them. Let's see. Right, is that where that goes? That's where that goes. Right. Like I say, I'll probably end up replacing a fair bit of this later. I'm just going to put this stuff in to show that it can be replaced, that it's not anything critical. That's a hepta. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. I may come up with something better to do with that later, but for now, it kind of makes it believable that you can kind of work your way around and get into the captain's seat, which hasn't been rebuilt yet. Let's see, I went with orange. Kind of digging that color choice, actually. Let me grab orange standard. Can I do the back of that with? Like so. That's a pretty reasonably close color match. That'll do. Let's see, let me grab some functional looking stuff. So. There we go. And then I want my railings back. Alright, that's a pretty reasonable pilot view. Yeah, cool. And yeah, this is getting ripped out now because I definitely can't use it as is. There. A bit of animation works. Yeah. Just, it wasn't a believable screen though, as it was. Alright, so that's pretty cool. I think I probably like this a little bit better. So that's nice. All right, let me get my dark gray hull because I think I'm pretty well done with most of the standard armor for now. That in, and it gives it a little progression right there. It doesn't cut off hardly any view, so I like that. I said I was gonna put the finishing stuff off till later. I'm still working on it. Yeah, that's how I roll. Just fill that in. I'm not gonna worry about all this mess until later for sure. Don't know yet what, if anything, should go in there. Probably just leave it a little bit open for now. This needs to be vertical pipe cable things. They won't go vertical. Yep. I hate those so bad. It's really bad. I hate them. Okay. It's fine. Yeah, the grates are pretty nice. Like they come pretty close to the big pipes as far as my favorite I know what I'm putting back there. As far as my favorite decorative stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna put teal light. Just a teal light rod. Right there. But then as you enter the actual cockpit, there's going to be a door frame. It's going to completely obscure your view of that. Ooh, let's see. I need a different color for the door frame though. What do I need? Not teal. Blue though. I think I can do blue. Let's see. Drop this in. Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable. All right, go ahead and bring the brown wall out. You walk in, there's that little bit of light right there, right? That's all you really get of it. I think I like that fact. Okay. Boom. Alright, so cockpit not finished, but operable. Do need more lights running through it. And now it doesn't really matter that this is here. Great. Alright, so you come in, you come up, come around, you sit, see this. Is there any other light that I really need in here? Yes, there is. It's that right there. What if I do red? Where was I? Red's too much. Orange, though, might work. I really like teal, though. Just not sure it conveys the right message as far as you're sitting in the command and control center of a rather largish spaceship. There we go. Actually, I don't know how far back that should probably go. Oops. We might leave it right there, actually. Yep. Just like that. Okay, so it doesn't look quite as industrial as this original did. That just means it needs tweaking. It doesn't mean it's bad or that I've somehow failed. Yeah, definitely it needs tweaking. What happens if I just do... oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. I forgot I had the green symmetry on. Okay. Hopefully I didn't screw anything serious up. What if I just did this and that? I don't know. Something to think about. Might keep it that way, might not. Don't know. Probably won't. Let's see, can I just undo back to the way that was? Yeah. Okay. Wait, what was that piece? Just under that, okay. Eh. Oh, yeah, I need to step back from this. I really do. I'm going to obsess over this little corner piece for 3 hours if I allow myself to. That's not a good thing. Not for you, not for me, not for anybody. How's that look? Looks alright. Yeah. And here I go doing it again. Alright, I think I see what I need to do actually. If I grab this and I put that there, and I take that out and I replace it with that, then I've kind of mirrored that on either side of this brace, and it looks a little bit less crappy. And then I can kind of do that little number right there, build this up. Grab a tetra, pop that in. Except for a small lighting glitch of and this and this and this, I mostly got this mirrored, and it holds together a little bit better. Maybe. just make that brace visible all the way through. I don't know. I'll tweak that too, but that's the cockpit shape. Is the cockpit finished? No, of course it's not finished. But the shape's there, and that makes me happy. So that's cool. Still have my easy cheater access. Sacrificed a little bit of armor for the convenience. Alright, so anyway, that's cool. Now I need to work my way toward some element of this build that actually matters. Okay. Actually, let me finish up this little bit right here because it's bugging me. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that stuff. Good. Ish. Nope. Okay. All right. Now, really, I'm going to move on. I am. This is happening. Yeah. Okay. So as we open out into part of the ship that falls right behind that, we're actually going to switch to hull. Can't make this ship too heavy. Let's see. Not going to do it that way, though. I'm actually going to go ahead and square that off. And we're going to install a little bit of Plex door right here. Good. Alright, so I need to leave room for some logic. I prefer to control doors with simple buttons. Oh, okay. Good. Alright, and there's... I don't... Depending on whether I want security conditions to be able to set, like, can I lock people out of the cockpit? Questions of that nature. I may... I don't like that there. I may need a little bit more space for logic than you'd immediately think. So when I say I need to set aside room for logic, I really do mean I need to set aside a little room for logic. Not just a simple flip-flop. So I gotta figure out where that's gonna go. The floor for this, let's see, let me grab some brown hull. Let's see, place this with blue hull. Oh, blue hull's an awful color though. May keep using standard armor for the floor. Let's see, we'll do that next. I can probably stash a little bit of logic down here. Because this is going to be solid wall back, or bulkhead, or whatever you want to call it, back here anyway. So yeah. Yeah, the logic can just run down here. That'll be fine. Let's see, go ahead and get this back just temporarily. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just wire up some simple logic for this then. Grab that. I'm going to point the button into a wireless module so that I don't have to worry about the logic pipes going everywhere. Let's see, that's going to point back into a button. That's going to point back into it, so it automatically resets. I don't need that because there's only buttons coming in as input. Never mind. That is going to go into an and that is going to go into a flip-flop. Flip-flop controls the door. That seems really overdone, but I really think I am going to have some kind of a security lockout where I can stop people from accessing the cockpit. Just for a feature, you know. Maybe tie some lights in with it. And so there might be other stuff coming into the AND switch, or the AND gate. So yeah. And it takes up a fairly small area. And I can hide logic for other systems in here as well. That's pretty nice. Let me grab a display module. And we'll park that right here. Cockpit door. Oops. Just so I know what this is. It's the equivalent of commenting your code. You know enough about programming to know what that is. Okay, let's see. Now we're getting to the ring section of this. I'm gonna see what the radius was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Radius 18. This time I'm gonna make it just a bit bigger. I'm gonna go radius 22. Alright, so there's it's 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Obviously the floor is not going to be made of these. Build helpers. Just want a circle. Radius 22. Set position. Oh, no. Let's see. On the X rotation, I want you... Oh. On the X rotation, I want you rotated 90 degrees. Recalc. Love being able to do that. Whoops. Set position. There we go. Alright, so there's the ring for this part of the ship. I am going to go ahead and set this plane of symmetry. Close that. We'll leave that to mark the center. Might come in handy later. Probably will come in handy later. Whoa, whoops. Just going to go ahead and ring it out in dark gray hull. Come on. Yeah, these build helpers got so much easier to use. They're actually kind of handy now. There were very few times before when I felt like using it was going to save me more trouble than it was going to cause. Let's see. I'll go ahead and bring this out this way. And although I don't know if I want it to curve on this side, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of curve it back a little bit anyway. Okay. The corridor I tried to maintain at about 4 blocks wide. So with a radius of 18, would that be 3 blocks wide? Let's see. 18. Let's see. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that's right. 90. Set position. There. Yep, I'm right. Recalc. Love the recalc button. That's one of the biggest things that has made build helpers worthwhile to use. Right? Go ahead and measure this out. Oh, symmetry's off. Dang. I could have been done already. Well. That's how it works. Alright, leave it there. Whoops. Well, doesn't matter. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I ended up with 5 in between a lot of these spaces. Whatever, it's fine. 2, 4, 5. Dang. There. 2, 2, and 3. There we go. Alright, so there's the donut. I don't know why donuts end up being a big part of my builds, but there they are. There that one is, at least. Cool. Center line from the cockpit is offset a little bit on that docking area. So center line for the cockpit. Line up the docking area on this right here. Nope, don't want it there. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Corner. 3, 5. Alright, so if you know how I work, you know what that is. You know that is a docking area for one of my 9-cube modular components. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. We'll get to it at a future time. Alright, so that's 5 out from that. 2, 3, 4, 5. In the wall. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9 corner. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 corner. Bring it in. There's another 9-cube docking space. Alright. The reason why I wanted to go ahead and measure that out is because the other thing that needs to go in here is... Did I just break something? I probably just broke something. No, maybe not. Is the entrance to a stairwell. See, if I remember right, I think the stairwell in the original was 3 blocks wide. I think that's going to be just fine for this one. Yep, right? Stairwell, rampway, whatever you want to call it. But this time I'm going to double up the wall. Being able to do double thickness walls is a huge part of the reason why I wanted this to be bigger. I don't know how far back this actually needs to go, so I may change that. For now, that's where we are. So the ramp is going to go down to the lower deck where all the industrial magic happens. Right? Right. Cool. Just like that. double that wall. You just get so much better detail when you're able to actually do that. And it's not something that I've ever really put a lot of time or effort into doing. So here we are. I'm fixing all that. Okay. Don't know yet what's going to happen here. I have a feeling I'm going to cut these last two blocks off. Just kind of run that across, but I don't know yet. I have to think about it. Nope, I've already decided I'm not going to do that. And the reason why is I do need space to do logic for the docking and undocking of the modular stuff. So that's going to go right there. Probably. Yep. That's that part of the ship. Alright, now from right here, still I think on the center line from the cockpit, we are going to go back into the engineering corridor. That's that right there. Okay. Don't know yet necessarily how big I need to make that, but I do want some modular docking racks. So that's one I just did. Here's two, make it a bit bigger, give myself plenty of room. Yeah. Did I keep this on the same center line from the cockpit on the original? I did not. I offset it. I think that might have been a miscalculation on my part. I think I'd really rather have it centered the way I'm doing it this time. Hang on just a second, guys. Sorry about that. Tiny little interruption, nothing major. Alright, so that's the two little docking racks. Then we get into the engineering section itself. Let's see, let me bring this out like so. Don't know yet how big the reactor is going to have to be to power the big ol' asteroid drill over there, salvage drill. Do I want to do this? I'm going to draw two circles. See, radius 7 for the first one. Nah. Radius 9 for the first one. Let's see, I'm going to outline this in blue just because. No, I'm not. Grab some other color. Been using pink on my mini station. I think I'm going to go with pink this time. This is just kind of placeholder. Not even placeholder, just marking the circle so I can always refer back to it. Let's see. And this one's going to be radius 5. 4. Sure, why not? Might as well go ahead and rip this out. So this will be kind of a second donut. Yeah. And I'm somehow going to work the reactor in using this. Ideally, I think the reactor will be contained in a smaller circle, probably more as a sphere. With a ringed walkway around it. But I don't know. Don't know if that would be big enough for what I have in mind. You can see though that already, and I haven't even gotten to the engine block, already very nearly as long as the original. Now the engine block on the original actually ended up being its own entity. This is just docked to the main hull. You can see right there where the join is. I'm probably going to do that again because what it allows me to do, first of all, is design one engine block and then reuse it in the future. Although I hate that one and I'm going to start over from, not from scratch, but there's going to be some major redesign, redecorating, whatever you want to call it. At least on the front end of it. I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably start from scratch. I do like the starting with right here, back, like from this section. Kind of like that. I kind of like the way this ends up looking, except that now thruster plumes show properly on docked entities, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll probably get rid of the whole ice effect going on here. And then I won't have to artificially light it and tie those into speed sensors. And there's certain elements right here in this wedge that I despise. And this could have been done a lot better too. So there's a lot of work I'm going to have to do on the thruster block, but I'm probably still going to have it detachable. This section of the ship right here, the engineering area, needs to be seriously reworked. The interior, I'm kind of happy with, except that obviously I don't need the jump drive systems anymore. This is pretty neat. Could be integrated better. I hate this. Probably won't have anything like this though. I don't know. Don't know how I'm going to decorate the actual reactor core. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of thinking I've got to do back on this part of the ship. A lot of experimenting. And I probably won't do any major work until I get the actual drills in place. Now here's a big departure from what I did on this. On my new rebuild, the drills are going to be a separate entity. They're going to be docked to it. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because, first of all, the major reason why I can't just refurbish this one is because I've got power cores running all through. Let me see if I can find one that's visible. I don't know if any of them are visible. But I've got the old power reactors running all the way through. Yeah, there we go. Through these drills. And I mean, they're in there and, waffled and whatever else. Right? In certain areas, at least. And it'd be such a nightmare to try and sort that out. So, if I completely make this detachable, then just like the thruster block or the engine block, I can always kind of just swap it out, right? Also, it might be cool to reattach these separately onto another ship at some point. So there's or reuse the primary hull of this for some other purpose. So I think there's a lot of potential there if I kind of do that. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to do the drills, dock them, hook them up, get everything working, have them firing, figure out how much power I need, build the reactor on the main part of the ship in order to supply them. There's just there's a lot of thought that's gonna have to go into this, basically. Trying to think what else I need to do or accomplish. Gonna keep the cargo storage racks. Going to lose all this crap. A ridiculous amount of this stuff is just for purposes of monitoring the automatically charging jump drives. Right? There's a ridiculous amount of stuff in here that's dedicated just to that. And that's totally unnecessary now. 100% redundant. Still kind of like this effect. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Might could find a better way of making it visible. I don't know. There's a lot I got to think about with the back half of the ship. Front half is going to be mostly just taking it and making it bigger. That's what we saw tonight. I'm talking a lot, and that's partly because I'm considering winding the stream down. I'm just trying to figure out what, if anything, I really want to accomplish first. Well, there is one thing. Come down here. Again, we are in hull territory here. Get rid of symmetry, though. Let's see. I'm probably going to end up wedging that, so I'm going to do that. This will probably be the floor. Will almost definitely be the floor of the lower hull. You see how this relates to each other. So you come down, turn, there's a 3-wide opening that points almost directly at the airlock. Alright, so I want to do that again. So you come down the ramp. You can probably hear my chair popping. I apologize for that. This would be the opening of the docking tube. If I'm looking at this correctly. Let me double check. No, it needs to move over a bit. Okay. Alright, so we're going to push the docking tube forward far enough. Yeah, far enough to stick out beyond the cockpit. See, the cockpit's going to have a couple of doohickeys sitting right there. Ooh. Jeez. I'm going to have to think how that's going to be integrated properly. Anyway, this should be more or less the end of it, I think. Placement of the tube was one of the few things that I was never satisfied with. But that's okay. It came out alright. And I need the actual rail docker. And this, I believe, is just standard USD. Nothing fancy here. Yep. And I want to get this docked securely to Mill Station up here. Which is fun when you have no thrust. Or power, or anything. Huh. Oops. That was dumb. Just like that. Okay. Well, I got it to latch on. Now what? Alright, cool. It is, its own. It's working its way down. Of course, it goes without saying that since it is pretty huge, it's going to take forever. That's alright. Or is it just that it's messed up? I think it might actually just be messed up. Let me try one thing. Exit to main menu. Tools and mods. Clear client cache. I don't remember if I mentioned this before, but this is actually... I've installed Starmade a second time in a new directory just to play the dev build. Oh, what? Come on. So, I'm in a whole new installation here. I don't even have my old testing world set up. Let me just do this. There we go. Very nice. Uh-huh. Now what? Now what you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do? Ooh. Exit to main menu. Tools and mods. The client cache. Local play. Play. Spawn. Hitter. Complain. Creative mode. Boom. Boom. Yeah. There's some docking glitches in this dev build. Definitely. That's pretty frustrating. Oh, well, then again, maybe I set this up wrong. Alright, let me try this again. Oh, whoops. Exit to main menu. Those mods. Client cache. Play. Play. Spawn. What are we doing? We're not. Creative mode. And yeah. This sucks. Alright, so I think we've pretty well established that this is not going to dock properly. This one immediately detached and gave me a warning every time. This one is obviously not going to behave itself. Yeah, let's see. It shows it is being docked. See? But, yeah. I think we already know what it's going to do when I reload the world. Oh, well, whatever. We'll figure that out later. They have bugs to fix. No surprises there. In any case, guys, thank you so much for watching the stream. I know the last 20 minutes especially have been kind of disjointed. It's tired. I'm tired. It's been a long, rather difficult week with many, many good moments. Don't get me wrong. This particular moment not being one of them. Anyway, I hope you will stick around to see me continue to develop version 2.0 of my Asteroid Drill. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be really great. One of the advantages of me doing the drills themselves as a separate entity is if there's ever a case where I want to dock to something and they would be in the way, and click a button and they can rotate or move back or whatever and get out of the way. How much fun that's going to be. It's going to be so cool. Like right now, you see that they stick, it's at a good 15 or 20 blocks in front of the USD. But imagine if I could just click a button and this whole drill assembly just shifts backward. Or pivots like right there. And all of a sudden it doesn't stick out anymore. Oh, man. I'm excited. Hopefully you're excited, or at least you kind of have some understanding of why I'm excited. I'm going to stop saying excited now. Thank you again. Thank you so much for watching. Putting up with my bullcrap. I've enjoyed y'all kind of hanging around, being here. Mirren, Jack, Megan, as always, thank y'all for showing up. And I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.